Thank you all for your support on this series. We left the bard with the choice of two paths to take. The first was to travel the road with a caravan, and the second was to go through the forest. In the last video, the people overwhelmingly chose to travel via the forest. There is a little bit more to the story before we venture off though. Don't worry, there'll still be another choice to make at the end. I hope you enjoy the next installment of The Bard. You turn to the hunter. Really? Do I have to? He smiles and nods. You know you don't have a choice. You owe the man so much for what he has taught you. Fine. You resign yourself to the fact that you will have to go into the tavern. You have no idea why he requires this of you. You have been into town on various occasions, running errands for the hunter, and while people were generally polite, they kept their distance from you and treated you as an outsider. Which, if you were honest, was exactly what you were. Recently, however, the secret of the Witch of Mintwood had been revealed to you. You are not entirely sure if this was significant to the people living here, but you would not be much of a bard if you hadn't heard the rumours about the town. Thicker than blood is the bond of the witch. The line of the song pops into your head and you smile for a moment. Maybe it won't be so bad after all. You continue to pack for your travels and help the hunter for the rest of the day. That night you make your way up the hill and you can hear the celebrations from the base of the path. You shake your head at the terrible voice attempting to sing a jovial tune to an uncaring crowd. No doubt one of the locals was blessing them with a song. Not enough bards in Mintwood, it seems. As you open the front door and enter, you see the hunter holding his flagon aloft. Even the large vessel looks small in his giant hand. "Everyone!" he shouts at the top of his lungs. You freeze, waiting to see what the reaction of the crowd will be here. The merchant had told you this was a dangerous word to use, especially in Braston. Your fears are allayed quickly as what appears to be almost the entire town, including the awful singer, stop and turn to you. Whatever drink was nearest to them at the time raised in the air as everyone yells "Everyone" in response. It is the most jovially positive moment you think you have ever experienced. The genuine affection towards you is overwhelming and you stand there dumbfounded. The hunter starts to laugh loudly as a barmaid with a huge smile brings you a pitcher of beer. "I don't understand," you begin to ask her. "You have met her, no?" the woman asks. The silver drops for you as understanding filters its way into your fearfully petrified mind. "I have met her," you say softly, as you gather yourself in that moment. She gently kisses you on the cheek in a fashion a sister would kiss a younger brother. She turns to the crowd. "Everyone!" she shouts loudly. The girl throws up her cup, spilling a good portion of it onto the floor, and cheers again. The town follows suit, and this time you raise your cup in recognition, as many town members come to greet you with warmth and kindness, something you had only experienced sparingly in your life. Thicker than blood is the bond of the witch. You think you may just have to play that song more often now. While chatting away to the would-be bard, you noticed a lull in the volume of the tavern. You turn to see what has caught people's attention when you see a young woman approaching the bar. She's not a local. When she reaches one of the bar staff, her hands start swaying and shaking in different directions. The man behind the counter looks confused and even takes a step back. Even in Mintwood, Brastonians are afraid of magic. It wasn't anything arcane, however. It was hand script, a language spoken only with movements and gestures. The man behind the counter is shaking his head, his arms open, and you can faintly hear him tell her he doesn't know what is going on. You approach her and try to get her attention. She glances at you and dismisses your approach. Typical, you think to yourself. You tap her on the shoulder again, and when she glances at you angrily, you hold your right hand to your chest with your thumb pointing to your chin. You tap your chest twice with your hand and run your thumb up your throat and to your chin. It's a gesture that means "I know hand script." Everyone is in the room now dead quiet, their attention solely focused on you, your favourite place to be. After a moment's pause, the woman starts gesturing like crazy and you can barely keep up. You gesture for her to slow down. There is something in the forest, she signs. You don't recognise one of the words. You ask her to gesture it again. Still, you don't understand. She sees the confused look on your face, so starts to spell it out for you. You say the letters out loud for others to hear in case you still don't understand. W-A-R-G. The expletive that ushers from the hunter's mouth has you taken aback. but not as much as the word itself. A warg was sort of like a giant wolf, except uglier and smarter and nearly as large as a small house. You had only ever heard of them in stories and song. "Let's go," he growls at the crowd, and several men and women put down their drinks and kiss loved ones. Some people are crying and begging them not to go. The hunter turns to you. "I know it doesn't seem right, but now is the time for you to go. If there is a warg out there, our distraction will give you a chance to deliver your message." Your look of anguish must have been clear, so he taps the scar on his face. "I've dealt with warg before." With that, he heads out the door with all the townspeople, who are apparently the most capable of dealing with this situation. You're left there in the tavern, all hint of celebration and joviality sucked out of the room. You know that he is right. If you had headed out of town to deliver your letter, then the warg would probably have gotten you. You could leave now, as the hunter had instructed you to do so. The importance of the message was not lost on you. You could also sneak out and try to help the town defend itself against this beast. Then you see the muted woman standing there looking hopelessly lost. You were the only person she could communicate to. What are you going to do? Thanks for watching, everyone. We've got 3 choices here in this one. Please leave your comments down below as to which choice you would like the bard to take. If you could leave a like on the video, potentially share it, would be amazing as well. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and we'll see you next time.